How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. This is a classic shakeout happening right now in crypto. We have Bitcoin falling down, Ethereum falling down, altcoins falling down, VOO is falling down, or the S&P 500. Everything seems to be falling right now. And it's scaring some people, but I think there's something massive that people are missing right now. This is so classic. This constantly happens during bull markets, and you don't want to fall prey to it. So let's go through what's happening right now. Why are we falling down right now? Is it something to be concerned about? Is this an opportunity? We'll talk about all this. If you don't mind, hit subscribe so you can see future videos just like this one. Also, if you want to trade crypto right now, there's a link to BYDeFi underneath the video. I think now is a great time to be trading. We'll actually talk about the setup that I think could make people a lot of money in a pretty short period of time. We actually called the last handful of trades really well. I talk about them here on the channel, but I talk about them a little bit more in the Telegram, which is linked underneath the video. Now, let's get started on what's happening right now. And apologize, I'm sweating. I just got off the treadmill here, ran for a while, about an hour, and I saw the market continuously fall down. I kept on getting updates. And then I go onto Twitter, and some people are a little bit worried, calling for the top of the market. Right now, obviously, the whole market's falling down slightly. Bitcoin's down 4% from its all-time high yesterday. For people that have been around a while, this isn't concerning, right? We typically see big moves like this, or bigger moves, when there's a shakeout. But for some people, they're wondering what's happening. So what's happening right now? Well, we're seeing a little bit of a cool-off after we've moved up to all-time highs. We are seeing some liquidations. I think it was 9 figures, so over $100 million. I think it was right around 160, if I remember right, $1 million of liquidations in the last hour or so. That will push the price down. Oftentimes, we'll see Binance sending crypto over to Wintermute to try to liquidate long positions or short positions. So that could be happening as well, right? We could see some of the exchanges playing some games, but the traditional markets are down a bit too. There was some news that Oracle lost $100 million on chip rentals from NVIDIA. I don't really know if that's what's driving the market down, just people looking at them saying, well, maybe it doesn't make sense to invest in AI or something like that. I'm not concerned about it. I think, you look at the big tech companies, all of them are spending a ton of money on AI, and that's what's really driving the market forward. I don't think everyone's wrong, right? That could be wrong, right? I could be wrong about that, and they could be wrong, but I think AI will be huge, and I think there's only going to be more money spent on it. Now, in regard to crypto, is Bitcoin at a crossroads? Is this the top of the bull market, right? I don't think so. I mean, you look at everything that's happening in crypto right now. You have the Fed lowering rates. So it makes more sense to go risk on, buy risk on assets. The economy is doing well. So people will have money to invest, right? We have companies buying Bitcoin left and right. Now, Bitcoin moved, $15,000 in the last 10 days? Is it natural to have a pullback? Definitely. Who was buying? Well, MicroStrategy barely bought anything. They didn't even buy last week. So it's not like when you look at it, one of the biggest buyers is even causing the price to go up. BlackRock's been buying a lot. We covered that in the last video, but it's not like everyone is buying as much as possible and there's just pandemonium, euphoria, or anything like that. We constantly have people calling for the top. There's still $7 trillion of money on the sidelines. The SEC recently approved Bitcoin and crypto to be bought in retirement accounts, which would be massive. That could cause massive inflows over years and years and years. People won't sell it either until they're in retirement. So that could be decades from now, right? I think that would be absolutely massive for Bitcoin, or will be massive for Bitcoin when that starts to happen, when we're getting Bitcoin in target date funds, but that hasn't really happened yet. We just got the approval. We don't even have a strategic reserve that's acquiring Bitcoin right now. Cynthia Lummis, maybe fibbing a little bit about this, but she said that those purchases could happen any day now. I'm not holding out hope that we're going to see that soon, but that's just another catalyst that could happen that could send up Bitcoin's price very quickly. So we have all these catalysts happening, and what negatives are there, right? What fundamental negative things are happening for Bitcoin right now? Yeah, it's quiet, isn't it? People are worried that the top is in, but I don't see a lot of over leverage. I don't see a lot of terrible companies buying a ton of Bitcoin, like a house of cards type scenario. We don't have the same trading from exchanges that was happening last cycle. So I don't really see what could cause us to go down 40, 50%? Now, of course, we could always have a pullback. I've said in recent videos that with us hitting all-time highs, we were going to face some resistance between 126 and 127. What do you know? We're falling down a little bit. The reason I said that is because there's a trend line from our previous peaks that put us right between like 126 and 127, hitting some resistance. And I said, don't be surprised if we come back down to 119 or 120 on Bitcoin, because that's where 119,000 is where the trend line, the multi-cycle trend line is going to hit, where we'll flip the previous resistance into support and then continue moving up. Now, I apologize. I feel like my arm's so wiggly right now. It's tired from the workout. But we could see 120 as well, I think, as a support line, just because that's a key psychological level. It's right above the previous, that 119 line that I was talking about. So I think we could still see that too. And of course, we could always fall down further, right? I can't see the future, but that's kind of where I see it maybe bottoming out if we just see like a tiny pullback, right? A 5%, 6% move, 7% move, something like that. Now, of course, we could fall down further, right? If VOO falls down 10% or the S&P 500 falls down 10%, I think Bitcoin could definitely fall down 10, 20%. It's not crazy to think about. But, you know, as long as we continue to set higher lows, I think it's still going to be bullish. Our recent low was at, what, 108,000, 109,000? Anyone that's been in crypto for, you know, a handful of years would understand that 10 to 15, 20% pullbacks, even in a bull run, are completely normal. We've seen a lot of 30% pullbacks. Even just last year, we saw 30% pullbacks multiple times. This year, we saw, 108,000 to 74,000 back in April. And we've come a long way since April. So don't be surprised if we see more pullbacks. If we see a move down to 120 or so, I may be opening more long positions. And recently I trimmed an ETH long position as well because we made so much money so quickly, bouncing off of $4,000. We didn't time it perfectly, of course. It went down to maybe 3,850 or 3,800, but we got in at 4,000 or just below it. So we ended up making a significant amount of profit. I trimmed the position by half when we were up just over 100%. So I have all my initial out, and then I'm just riding the rest. So if you want more info on trades like that, again, I talk about them in videos, but I also talk about them in my Telegram, which is listed underneath the video. It's completely free. If you're a big trader too, you can get in the whale chat and get direct access to someone that works at BYDeFi in case you have questions or concerns. And of course, if you want to start trading on BYDeFi, there's a link to that underneath the video as well. Might make sense to open up a trade, but of course, do your own due diligence, right? Make sure you're comfortable with the risks. Let me know what you think is happening in the traditional markets today. I really do appreciate it. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.